Yo,
What's going on, guys?
God, this dumbass interrupted me. What's going on, guys? They were coming at you guys with an original idea. Well, I don't know how original it is, but it's really
why?
I feel like people have done this before, but we're doing our own aromatic twist to it, a focal press twist. And this little game that we're gonna play is gonna be called Real or Fake.
So basically, we're gonna each take turns giving each other a topic, and then with that topic, we're gonna do surprises. We're gonna do disappointments from this season, and then we're just gonna tell each other if it's real or if it's fake.
So if it's gonna continue out the whole way, or if it's just like a fluke start to season.
You guys will get the hang of it as we go. So without further ado, let's begin with a surprise. The Orlando Magic. Is that gonna continue or is it not?
So this might surprise some of you guys, but I actually think it's real.
Really?
Well, real in the sense that I definitely think they're gonna make the playoffs and I think they're gonna be a top 4 seed.
Yeah.
I don't think they're a second, number 2 seed in the East. But I could see them maybe winning a playoff series. I don't know. I really like their team right now. I think they have a good mix of players. I really do Paolo and Franz Wagner, and then Jalen Suggs finally finding his run.
Yeah, I kind of really like that. The identity that they have. They have a very defensive identity. That scrappy team. I really like that for a young team. That's great. Shout out to Joe Ingles, man. I think he's done a great job with that culture, man. Honestly.
Yeah, obviously I'm not saying contender like Jackson with Samson, but if we're talking about their standing, I think they're gonna be around that top 4 range for sure. The next team that we're gonna talk about is the Pacers and just Tyrese in general.
I think it's real, man. I'm a big believer in Tyrese. I love the fact that he's a real point guard. I love the fact that he's passing the ball as well as he is. I love the offense that the Pacers are running. That outbeat tempo. I think that's perfect for him. I think he's definitely found a role in the NBA, man. And I think this dude is a superstar. I think he's going to continue getting better. I think he's going to continue growing. We saw it in Team USA. He's honestly one of the few players from that team that's actually produced in the season. That hasn't been a bit disappointing.
Well, him and Anthony Edwards for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think he's better than De'Aaron Fox?
That's tough. I mean, I'm a big believer in him, but I'm also a big believer in Fox. I think I got to see it a little bit more. I think De'Aaron Fox, obviously, he's a bit older. I think he projects to be better. I don't know if he's better at the moment, but I definitely think he projects to be better. You know what I'm saying? Next, let's do another surprise with the Rockets. We did not expect the Rockets to be this good. We thought they were going to be chilling, not this good. So tell me about that. Is that going to continue?
100%.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to have to go with
Not
another
Mr. Positive today. Okay.
Now we're putting a lot of reels here. The thing is that I mainly believe because of Emil Udoka. He's just a good coach. We saw what he did with the Celtics. He did a fat turnaround. Like, that's what that's forgotten about that season. They really did start like booty.
Yeah.
And then they were able to turn it around and make it all the way to the finals. The only time that they made it to the finals in all those years that they've been super close. And Dillon Brooks, he's playing good again. A lot of people are shocked, but I think people forget that Dillon Brooks is not that bad. He was not playing.
There's a reason that he got the contract that he got. Let's just keep it.
Even LeBron said it. Even LeBron was getting him credit. And even though we're not the biggest fans of Fred VanVleet, he was an all-star.
Yeah.
And then you have Sengun, the best player on the team, I would say. Like a baby joke is a
He's
people
balling.
calling.
He's balling.
They have a lot of solid players.
They do. And I definitely think they'll continue it. I don't know if they'll continue to be as good. I can definitely see them fighting for that plan. I can even see him missing out, but still being right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I kind of see them as the Thunder from last year.
I feel
in
that.
a way.
I think they're going to miss a barrier. I think they're going to lose some more experienced team.
Exactly.
Next, we got to talk about the number 1 seed in the West, the Minnesota Timberwolves. What do you think of them?
This is exactly what they envisioned this team to be. I was watching a video, I forgot by who it was, and it was some guy on TikTok. And he was mentioning that the reason that Karl Anthony Towns has looked as good as he has defensively this season is because he's playing the role that he did in college. I don't know if you guys remember this, but when Karl Anthony Towns was coming out of college, he was looked at as a good defender, as a good help side defender in that power forward position. And although both of us have been very negative, we do have to give him credit. He's done a great job this year. With that, Rudy has done a great job defensively. That team is such a good defensive team. I'm glad that they focus on that identity because if you look at the team, you got Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Rudy Gobert, a bunch of defenders. Anthony Edwards is a superstar, man. He's ascending to that. He's that go-to guy. And even Cat. You know what I'm saying? At the beginning of the season, I was saying, I think they should trade Cat, but I think they really found a nice niche with the team. And even with a guy like Mike Conley, you guys know how much we like Mike Conley. It's just like a steady piece just to bring the team together. You know what I'm saying? Let's move on to one that has been disappointing, but they've been kind of on a turnaround. I just want to get your thoughts on how you feel about this team. We got the Milwaukee Bucks.
So I'm going to say that the struggles are fake and that obviously the team is real. A lot of people expected this fit to be like day and like from night to day, which doesn't make a lot of sense because even if Lillard is a great shooter, he's not as much audible as Curry, which is the reason that Curry at the end of the day he's a better player. And we have seen them lately like be able to pick up some wins. Something that I've loved from Lillard is that even though he has struggled in games the whole way, in the fourth quarter he's still the same clutch guy. We saw the Blazers. We saw him the other day avoided the disaster against the Blazers. They were down 26 points. and we're able to bring it all the way back. And of course, with the shot at the end, it was Lillard once again. And even with all of the struggles, there's still like a top 3 seed in the East. So Brook Lopez, gotta talk about him. Brook Lopez had a monster game the other day. We saw him, Giannis, and Lillard all drop 30 points. Chris Middleton has been a disappointment, but I think the team, they're definitely going to be a top 2 team in the East.
The thing that scares me the most about this team is the coach. Adrian Griffin has not been up to par, I think, and he's misusing a lot of the players. I mean, we're seeing it with a guy like Malik Beasley, trying to use him as a stopper. Malik Beasley's been great this season. I got to give him credit. He's been shooting the ball amazing this year. But as a defensive stopper, he's just not that. That's not the type of player that he is. So I think if Adrian Griffin figures it out, which I think he still has a chance to. You know, I don't want to write him off. A lot of coaches at first, they don't really figure it out. Like you were saying with Ime Udoka. In the beginning of the season with Boston, the team was not that good.
Now I got a good one for you. A team that I know you're going to want to talk about, the Golden State Warriors. Are they going to be this bad the whole way? Tough one.
I'm trying not to be biased and say that, yes, of course. But I think they will turn it around. But I will say we are beginning to see the downfall of this dynasty.
Finally, after so many years.
Finally. Look, man. The reason that I'm not that scared for Klay is because we've seen him do this before in season. I remember in 2019, he shot horribly, and then he had that game where he literally beat the record against the Bulls with 14 threes. And then ever since then, he was an all-star that year. And so I can definitely see Klay turning it around. But then I just look at the team, and there's really, I don't see much to love with it. But what I will say is, before the season started, I kind of predicted that they were not going to be that good. I kind of said that we got to give them one more year to recoup, because remember, Klay Thompson's making hella money, Chris Paul's making hella money. We got to wait until those players come off the books. Either they sign different contracts or they bring other players in, and we can see them next year having a very similar season to what they had in 2022. So, although I think the struggles are going to continue a little bit, I do think they're going to end up being a little bit better. Let's talk about one that I know you're going to want to talk about too. Talk about disappointing. Talk to me a little bit about the Los Angeles Clippers.
Definitely got to talk about them. We saw them yesterday lose to the Nuggets. They pretty much lost to Reggie Jackson and DeAndre Jordan. It was embarrassing.
100% lost to them.
DeAndre Jordan was out here doing like...
We haven't seen that performance from DeAndre Jordan.
Either of them. Reggie Jackson has been kind of bad the last few seasons. It was funny how it was against his old team, the Clippers. Yeah. That kind of ironic. Same with DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah.
Westbrook, ever since coming off the bench, has been like... If we're talking about him not having a role with the Lakers, this is even worse. He has been completely like shut down. We already kind of talked about this in the last podcast, but I do not think he wanted to come on the bench.
He didn't. A
bunch of reports were coming out. Everybody was glazing him, of course. Everybody was going crazy about it. But bro, Westbrook probably didn't even want James Harden to pull up. I know they're friends, but that James Harden pretty much took over his role.
It's funny because before the season started, apparently they talked to him. They knew this was going to be a possibility, and they talked to Russ. But what's Russ going to say? No. I want to be the starting point.
At this point, he can't say it anymore. But I think they had something good going with them three.
I think so too.
And I messed it up. And
honestly, I think they just had to build around the margins. They had a few, Marcus Morris wasn't getting minutes. Nicholas Batum was getting up there in age, and Robert Covington too.
I think that trade, they could have traded those same players.
Yes, but for someone else, for sure.
So honestly, bro, I think the struggles are real. I think that they are going to make the playoffs, and they're still going to be competitive because at the end of the day, you have Kawhi, you have a lot of players. But I think they're out in the first round again.
I gotta say this, man, and I don't even want to say this because you guys know I'm a fan, but I think we're witnessing the downfall of Kawhi Leonard. This is his worst statistical season in years. From the mid-range, from everywhere on the floor, he is not shooting the way that he used to shoot. And honestly, this is Paul George's team right now. He's the best player on this team.
Even though yesterday they dropped like 4 points.
Imagine that. So like the guy that's carrying the team right now, Paul George. Come on, we're not gonna really think that Paul George is gonna carry the Clippers to the championship.
Right? He's
just not. Now to end it off, we're gonna do a bit of a speed round. So I'm gonna give you names, and you're gonna give me names, and we're just gonna speak through it. Ready? Go. Give me a name.
I'll start Thompson.
No, I don't think so. I think that he's averaging a double-double as a guard. I don't know if he's going to be able to keep that up. And I think people are going to end up figuring him out as the season goes along. Chet Holmgren.
100% real. Yeah. He had the 1 year off, and he's playing amazing. Obviously, I don't think that 50-49 is going to continue, but I think he's this good.
Yeah.
The Cavaliers, struggling.
I think they'll fix it a little bit, but I think Donovan Mitchell's out of there.
100%.
I think he's out. The Bulls.
Yeah, 100% real. That team is cooked. That team, there's no question about it. We put them on and just like include them, but they're 100% cooked. LeBron's hot shooting.
I think he'll go down to like 37, but I think he's definitely better.
Okay.
The Grizzlies.
I think, obviously, when Ja Morant come out, they're going to be better, but I think it's going to be too late to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Jordan Poole being ass.
I think if he goes to a different organization, he can turn it around. I don't think he can do that in the Wizards. He has no one that can really tell him yes or no. Are the Celtics really the best team in the NBA?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
They have the most complete starting five in the NBA. Their bench is not as bad as we thought. Porzingis really been a game changer.
Yeah.
Easter is Maxi and all NBA players.
If the Sixers can stay in the 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 seed, maybe, and if he continues to play as well. But right now, I think he'll just be an all-star. Are the Spurs going to continue to be at? And are they going to finally take Jeremy Sohan off the point guard position?
I want to say yes, but honestly, Greg Popovich has been a bit stubborn sometimes. Yeah. So I think it is going to happen eventually because it's going to be so much with Victor Wembanyama struggling from the field and not getting the bus much. But I think it's going to take some time. Is Scoot Henderson this bad?
No, I don't think so. I think he's going to start picking it up again. We've already seen it in the last few games. Obviously, you know, for a point guard, the NBA can be a bit overwhelming at first. So I can definitely see him improving. Last one. Did the Heat figure something out?
Yes. Not even being biased, Jamie Haskins has been super impressive. Josh Richardson looking right back at home. And Duncan Robinson, he has fun. He's good again. That's just straight up. He's good again. He's even making some layups. And Bam Adebayo, best season of his career. Yeah. Also 100%.
So that concludes the video. I actually had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was actually kind of fun.
We definitely got to make more videos like this because, like, yeah, it's fun to talk about things, but at the end of the day, sometimes we're trying to force conversation, whether it's not. Here we can talk about topics quick. We don't have to take too much time on it. And it's also not like a whole analysis, so it's not as serious.
Yeah.
So we're definitely going to bring more ideas to you guys in the future. Let us know in the comments if you guys enjoyed this video. A like will definitely help out a lot, so we really appreciate it.
If you liked it, please subscribe, ring that post notification so you can be the first to watch our videos. You know, next year we're going to start grinding, but the grind starts right now. So thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out.